All right, GHS III Army tent heater. Couldn't find anything online for these. You do not need to buy an instruction manual. It's all on there. You get all the pipes for it. They all come inside. You get this kind of flue connect like protector, stop it burning through your tent if you put it on a tent. I'm using it in my workshop, right? Big workshop. I have had it running and it keeps it about half of it warm, I would say. So I don't know, if you've got a workshop, say 10 meters by 10 meters, this will do the job. Any more than that, don't know. I haven't tested it long enough, but I don't want to make this boring. Let's get into lighting it so everyone can see, because if you don't know how to light this, it can be a little bit daunting. So, fill your diesel can up. You have to kind of prime it, right? I found out that if you kind of turn it on its side, that seems to prime it. And then that just stays connected. Right, first thing you do is, oh, I'm gonna struggle here. Push this down. This will be to 0, and it goes all the way around to 6. Yeah, you just want it on the first click. That's number 1. Probably have a number 1 written in there if you look close enough. Right, then come to here. It's not brilliantly lit, but you've got a little, like a plunger over a hole. There's a hole in there, right? That comes out, and then here, this is like another plunger. You pull it up and down once. That's it, right? And you've got this kind of wick thing, right? This you stick in the hole. When it gets wet with diesel, you pull it out and you light it with your lighter. Now mine didn't have any wick with it. I've just got a bit of old t-shirt on there. Push it in the hole. After about 2 or 3 minutes, you should find there's some diesel getting in. It's like I don't know what's under there, but it's like a little sump. And the diesel will start working its way in there. I'm using 25% used engine oil, 75% red diesel. So it's costing me about, I don't know, use about 1 litre an hour, I think. So it's about 60-70p an hour to run. I don't know if it's safe to run on that much engine oil. So that's something you'd have to, well, I'm going to find out eventually, but it's your risk. Right, that's got diesel in it now, that's wet. So light it. Yeah, stuff it back in there. I don't know if you can see down in there. It should start lighting the diesel. Now what you have to do is leave that like that for 5 minutes and come back to it. So that's what we'll do. All right, it's been about 4 minutes. Seems lit. Gonna take this taper out. Yeah, I mean, look, that's burnt out anyway. So you can see it burning in there. You can hear it's kind of sucking the wind through. Put this damper back on and leave it for 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, you can adjust this all the way around to 6 if you're using diesel. If you're using kerosene and paraffin, you can only go around to 4. You can just about see the 5 and 6 on the top there. If you come and feel this, it's not hot yet after 5 minutes, but it certainly will get hot in a minute. I know that for a fact. And then you've got a little viewing glass here, and you can see it is lit. Yeah, so we'll give that 5 minutes. We'll turn it right up to 6 and I'll show you it glowing. Now, we'll say this, last time I put it on 6, and I've only had it lit twice, it did throw some flames right out of that taper hole where that damper is, where you light it. Which is really concerning. I don't know if I'm getting back pressure from my flue, because this is just temporary until I put a new workshop door in. But I I've just got it coming out there like that. I don't know if you can see that. So that's possibly the issue, I don't know, but it didn't seem to do it on the number 4 setting. So we're going to test it again today, but I'll show you footage of it basically going crazy. A potential hazard, so you know, I wouldn't recommend you leaving it on its own for long periods of time unless you feel like you can really trust it. That said, if there's nothing flammable around it, that isn't flammable, it's all metal. So, yeah. All right, we'll come back when I've got to speed it up. Okay, so I've turned it up to 6. And we have got a bit of smoke coming out of that damper. Yeah, I've turned that up to 6. Now to turn it off, flick that switch up and turn that back round to 0. And that's off. I'd probably want to isolate that as well. But yeah, that's it, done. Yeah, I'll show you the footage of it kind of, igniting on the outside. It's basically what happened. You have to excuse my crappy video. I haven't really thought this out. I've done it last minute, but there it is on 6. You can see how hot it's got. It is glowing, it's a lovely heat. Dog likes it. He loves sleeping by it, obviously. I've put a fan up behind there, so I'm just trying to blow the air, and I've got a speed controller, a voltage controller, just to slow the fan down so I can push some of the warm air around the unit. Yeah, it works pretty well. I am pretty happy with it. I got it on eBay. I think it was about 320 or 350 quid delivered. So, you know, I think I'll get my money's worth out of that. Then we'll see how it goes. If I have any problems with it burning on engine oil, I will certainly I'll pin something in the comments. So if you're watching this 2 or 3 years down the line, if there's nothing in the comments and I've not had any problems with diesel oil and engine oil,